On a recent episode of the Maxwell Leadership podcast, Dr. John C. Maxwell shared invaluable advice from various mentors throughout his career. So today, we're going to dive into the key lessons from those who have profoundly influenced him, focusing on growth, influence, and continuous knowledge transfer. Now, throughout my career, I have been blessed to have great mentors. Each mentor offered support and advice to help me to achieve my goals. My first mentor was my mother, who taught me resilience. During my military career, I had several mentors to guide and challenge me to achieve my full potential. As an educator, I had pivotal mentors in my development. Their wisdom, passion, and grace shaped me into the educational leader I am today. Now, as a founding member of John Maxwell's coaching team, I have been blessed to have John as a mentor. However, before I joined John's team, he mentored me through his books. The first lesson I learned from John was the impact of leadership. I was a young military officer when I read his first book around leadership. And over the years, the leadership lessons I have learned from John have shaped the leader I am today. I love this quote. The quality of one's mentors is as critical as their teachings. That quote came from Dr. John C. Maxwell. So here are 10 key insights and guiding principles for educational leaders drawn from mentors who have profoundly influenced Maxwell. The first one is the father's influence. The unconditional love and belief. You see, John Maxwell learned from his father the importance of valuing, believing in, and loving people unconditionally. This advice goes beyond a personal guideline, serving as a powerful leadership strategy that emphasizes empathy, support, and genuine concern for others' well-being and success. So for educational leaders, this means showing empathy, support, and genuine concern for students and staff's well-being and success. Second was lessons from Elmer Towns. And Elmer talked about the hot poker principle. You see, Elmer Towns taught Maxwell the hot poker principle, which underscores the importance of staying close to successful people to stay hot. This metaphor beautifully captures the idea of drawing inspiration and energy from those around us who excel, keeping our ambitions aflame and our motivations ignited. So educational leaders can apply this by surrounding themselves with inspiring educators and continuously drawing motivation and innovative ideas from them. Kurt Campier's insight, The Blueprint of Personal Growth, is the third mentor. You see, Kurt Campier emphasized the necessity of a personal growth plan. This structured approach to self-improvement and skill enhancement is crucial for anyone looking to climb the ladder of success, ensuring continuous personal and professional development. Educational leaders should develop structured plans for self-improvement, ensuring they remain effective and evolve with the academic landscape. The fourth mentor that John talked about is Les Perrot's inspiration. he taught him extending influence through writing. Yes, Les Perot encouraged Maxwell to write books to extend his influence. You see, writing allows one to reach a broader audience and serves as a lasting legacy of one's knowledge and experiences. Educational leaders have the opportunity to disseminate their insights and experiences by writing, which allows them to connect with a wider audience and create a lasting legacy of their expertise. The mentorship quality is a lesson that John learned from John Wooden, because he taught Maxwell that the quality of one's mentors is as critical as their teachings. You see, this underscores the importance of choosing mentors wisely and ensuring they have the success you aspire to and the character and wisdom to guide you effectively. For educational leaders, you should seek mentors who embody the success and the character that you aspire to, ensuring that you receive wise and impactful guidance. As a leader, embracing change is critical. So Olden Henrik reinforced an essential truth to John, which is growth means change. To advance personally and professionally, one must be willing to adapt and evolve, embracing the discomfort that often accompanies growth. Henrik reinforces that growth, which means change. So educational leaders must be willing to adapt and evolve, embracing the discomfort that comes with implementing new educational strategies and technologies. How about the doctrine of leadership of transformation? Now, this was articulated to John by Jim Collins because he believed that transformational leaders must spearhead transformation. Makes sense, right? This principle is a call for leaders to be proactive agents of change, not merely managers of the status quo. Well, in education, that's extremely important because as educational leaders, we should be proactive in driving change and creating innovative learning environments rather than simply managing the status quo. How about prioritizing with the Pareto principle? You see, a wise business professor introduced Maxwell to the Pareto principle, teaching him to focus on the 20% of effort that produces 80% of results. Let me say that again. The 20% of efforts that produce 80% of results. You see, this principle is invaluable for anyone aiming to maximize effectiveness through strategic prioritization. Educational leaders can use this principle to prioritize actions that will significantly impact student learning and school improvement. Now, these next two mentors are a unique pairing because it's insights from Jack Welch and Peter Drucker. And they talked about legacy and succession. You see, Jack Welch highlighted the importance of creating a legacy that stands the test of time, while Peter Drucker stressed the necessity of having a successor to continue one's vision. Both pieces of advice are crucial for sustainable leadership that builds lasting institutions or movements. So for educational leaders, we should focus on building sustainable practices and mentoring future leaders to continue the vision. And the last mentor that John talked about is someone that I also look up to. And that is Pat Summitt. Because she taught him the lesson of challenging assumptions. You see, Maxwell learned the importance of not leading by assumptions, but by asking questions. This approach fosters open communication, encourages engagement, and ensures that decisions are grounded in reality rather than conjecture. So educational leaders can learn this lesson from Pat also, because we should foster open communication, promote engagement, and ensure decisions are based on facts rather than assumptions. Now, these lessons outline effective leadership and can serve as guiding stars for educational leaders. Now, I have 2 questions for you. Here's the first one. Which of these principles resonates most with you? And here's the second question. How might you incorporate Maxwell's mentors' lessons into your leadership or personal growth plan? You see, educational leadership is about the lives we touch and the legacies we leave behind. I recently had the privilege to hear a teaching from John, and he said this during that teaching. Educators are the hope for America. Yes, that quote is from Dr. John C. Maxwell. So, let's embrace these teachings to enrich our schools, our students, and our community.